Hello, beautiful simmer souls. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are revisiting the Disney Villain Legacy Challenge that I had started back in like 2017 before I took a break from YouTube. Except this time I'm starting it with a whole new Maleficent, a whole new house, new storyline, everything. So, if you're not familiar with the Disney Villain Legacy Challenge, it's very similar to the standard Legacy Challenge in that you have at least 10 generations. You have to have at least 10 to consider yourself like winning or like successful at the Legacy Challenge. The first generation for the one that I am doing, I've found that there are several variations of the Disney Villain Legacy Challenge. Each one starts with a different villain. The one that I chose starts with Maleficent, clearly, but she's my favorite, so that's why I chose this one. I love Maleficent. I think that she is an absolute beautiful villain. I didn't really like the live action Maleficent movies that much, but I liked her in the Disney Sleeping Beauty, even though her character didn't go that deep. She just kind of came off as like a jealous lady. In the fairy tale, it's a little bit different. I don't know if you have read the fairy tale or not, but in that, she is one of the 13 wise women in the kingdom. And I forget why they don't invite her. It's nothing personal. It's just like they don't have room or something. Like they only have room for 12. And she just happens to be the one who does not get invited. But in typical Maleficent fashion, she shows up anyway. She curses the princess to death. And then the 12th wise woman who was invited, who hasn't yet bestowed her gift upon the baby, instead of doing what she originally was going to do, which was to grant her like some kind of virtue or whatever, she instead was just like, no, she's not going to die, but she is going to sleep for 100 years, but she's not going to be dead. And then that's the last you hear of Maleficent. She goes away and then poof, she's just gone. Like there's no anything else after that. So I tend to lean more toward the Disney one a little bit more because, you know, the more the merrier with Maleficent. But anyway, I digress. So she is Generation 1. She has to have the ambitious trait. She can have any aspiration you want. As you can see, I chose the the family, the big happy family one, because she has to have at least 2 to 5 kids, and she has to marry for the purpose of furthering her legacy, not so much for love. Which in The Sims, I guess technically is that possible? I don't know. That's not really possible in The Sims, but you know, whatever, we'll make it work. So she has to marry for that instead of for love. She also has to make at least 3 enemies before becoming an elder, which I also think is going to be pretty easy and a lot of fun. And she has to reach the top of any career and maintain it until retirement. So I feel like that's easy enough. I decided to go a little bit more modern this time around. Last time I had Maleficent and her like traditional lady villain wear like one of the vampire pretty dresses I had her in. This time I went through all the outfits, gave her like regular clothing, because she's just going to be like, you know, a Disney villain in a modern world. She's not going to look like she's been plucked from a fairy tale. So we're going to make up our own story for Maleficent. Maleficent comes from somewhere far away. Nobody knows how she got here. I think I'm going to have her in Willow Creek because I absolutely love Willow Creek. Nobody knows how she got there. She just kind of appeared one day. But she came from an actually like very happy upbringing. Like her parents loved her very unconditionally. They were always there for her. They supported her in everything she wanted to do. she was always like a good kid growing up. She didn't really rebel against her parents when she became a teenager. She followed the rules. She went to school. She did what, was expected of her. Um, but then rumor has it that her parents disappeared one day. She graduated high school. They were supposed to come to her graduation and her parents weren't there. And she has no idea why. She feels abandoned because they were there one day and gone the next, and nobody knows what happened to them. So she feels like they might have just abandoned her for some reason, and that's what's kind of made her, who she is. Like, she just feels like she can't trust anybody. Her heart has like a dark cloud around it. Not like the Grinch's heart where it's 2 sizes too small, because she is at her core a very loving and kind person. It's just been, her heart just has that dark cloud of hurt and hate around it from being abandoned from her parents. But really, nobody knows what happened. Were they abducted by aliens? Did they die? Like, nobody will ever know. But in her heart, she feels like she was left behind. So while she wants to have kids of her own and have like a big family so she can feel that sense of like love and belonging again, she knows she will never do that to her own kids. She also doesn't trust anybody enough to get close to them. So she's kind of just in this mindset of, I want kids. I'm going to do whatever I can to get those kids. And if I have to like burn through a couple of, guys along the way, then so be it. I don't care. Whatever is going to get me that big, happy family that I've been dreaming of since I was, just a young girl graduating high school. So that's kind of where we're at. In addition to this segment of meeting Maleficent, there's also, I attached a speed build of her house. So I'm not going to have her start on an empty lot or in a starter home. I looked through the rules of this, didn't see anything that said that they have to start with a certain amount of simoleons like with the regular legacy challenge. So I actually just kept the same 20,000 that Sims typically start with, plopped her down on a lot, and built her a cottage. I might have actually, now that I think about it, I might have placed her cottage down in Henford-on-Bagley, just because I like the look of it, but I think I want to move her to Willow Creek because I love Willow Creek. Plus it has everything that you need in it. It has like the museum and the library and all that fun stuff. So not like it matters. I guess you can just travel wherever, but still, I like the look of it a little bit better. I don't know. I haven't decided. Might be Willow Creek, might be Henford-on-Bagley. Because now that I'm sitting here and thinking hard on it, all of the little like rabbits and stuff might be nice to I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a small lot. It's a small house. Like, she can literally just go anywhere at this point. But you'll see, I just built her a very small, simple cottage. I wanted to keep the fairy tale feel in that. And then I might build off of that later. So we're getting down to our last few outfits. I struggled a little bit with the winter wear because what I wanted her to wear didn't work with the custom content Maleficent horns. For some reason, certain outfits just didn't work with them. I'm not really sure why. I don't know how like the coding and all of that stuff works when you get down to it, but there were just certain outfits or certain like clothing pieces, like certain shirts and certain pants and stuff that just wouldn't work. So it took me a while. I had to go through everything and kind of just piece together winter clothes, which I feel like is so much harder than I've given it credit for in the past. Like, I loved this outfit, but I don't think this is one that worked. Let me see, I'm testing it right now. Yeah, see, it didn't work with the horns, and I was like, why? I love this so much. So then I think we ended up settling to have the outfit without the horns and with the hat instead. And here we are again. So we are in Henford on Bagley. That's what I thought. I thought I remembered like a rabbit coming up to our house at the end. For this, I had kind of an idea in my head of what I wanted it to look. Again, I wanted to keep the fairy tale feel within her house. Even though she doesn't have that style, I wanted it for her house. I thought it would be kind of cool to give her like this little cottage style home. It took me just a little while to figure out exactly what I wanted with like the roofing and the layout of the house. It's very small. As you'll see in a few minutes, it's 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. I had a heck of a time with the layout because I knew things I wanted to go in it, but I was trying to get it to flow based on how it looked on the outside. And then when I was putting together everything, like I think I was working on the layout of the inside of the house downstairs and had started furnishing it, my game froze on me. So I had to completely just like exit out, and when I went back into the game, I had no layout at all. Like I'd already done the upstairs. I want to say I'd furnished the upstairs, which is her bedroom, and then went downstairs and was like almost done furnishing the bathroom and had the layout done and figured out downstairs. All of that work was gone, and I had to do it all over again, which, I mean, thankfully I had just done it, so it was still fresh in my head, but it was still kind of annoying. Now I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want things. There were like these little, I don't know what they're called, the little like window bump outs. They're not dormers, or are they? I don't know. The little thing, it's like a window, but it looks like what I've got going on in like the middle part of the house. I don't know. Those, I was trying to make those work with the house. It just wouldn't. And then I was playing with the roofing decorations, but they're just too expensive, and I still had to do the entire interior of the house. So I was like, maybe later we'll go through and add like roofing decorations, but now is just not the time. I also feel like for the wallpaper, I saw something different in my head. Like I wanted something like that Tudor style, but like different colors, different directions, just like different variations of it that were not in the game. But I ultimately like the way it turned out. I wanted to give some contrast with that wood paneling down at the bottom. Eventually, what I'm going to do is that second door that is underneath the part of the house that I'm working on right now, I'm going to have that fenced off and have like a garden area out on the right hand side of the house. So that's why it looks like there's 2 front doors when there's really not. One is just going to lead out to like a side garden. You know, I think I might keep her in Henford on Bagley. Sorry, this allergy mess has just got me. Can't talk today. But yeah, I think I might keep her here. It's hard to not want to put absolutely every Sim family here because the lots are just so beautiful. Like in real life, I'm not a person who could live deep in the woods, but like in The Sims, I will have my Sims living in the woods all the time because it's just so beautiful. I had a lot of fun with this too. I love all the new wisteria and the new vines that they added with cottage living. Truly, I haven't played a lot of the cottage living content like I started to, and then just kind of got away from it, started playing with with different Sims, and then I started my legacy challenges, and I started my What If Vlad series where he has like different types of houses. One I'm really excited about, which will already be up on the channel by the time this video posts, but it is Vlad in a cottage. So he's not, unlike the other builds that I've done for him, it's not like he's a different person with a like a renovated house. He's like the same person but with a whole new house, and it's in Henford on Bagley. I think that's where I put it. If I didn't put it there, that's where it would fit in really well. But he is on like a nice big farm. So he's got cows, he's got chickens, he has a greenhouse to do gardening, because even though it's covered in glass, he is safe in a greenhouse because he's still technically indoors. So he can garden to his heart's content in there. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it down below. And go check it out. Tell me what you think. I'm really proud of it. The lot is up on the gallery to download. So if you do download it, just kind of give me a shout and let me know how you're enjoying it. So Maleficent's cottage is very basic. I don't give her a TV. She doesn't have a computer. She has a bookcase. Because I feel like, you know, maybe she doesn't want to watch TV. Maybe that's not like her style. She lives in a cottage in the woods. Like, how much TV do you think she really is interested in watching? I may eventually give her a computer though, because I feel like without a computer, I don't know. I feel like I long to make my Sims write or do something. I like being able to use the computer to order all of the things, to pay bills. I just find it really handy. So she may end up with a computer at some point, but right now she's going to go pretty much electronic free, just because I feel like it fits the aesthetic of her house. But we're basically getting to the end here. I add a few more things. She's got like her dining space, and then that's pretty much it. So I will leave you to the rest of this video. There are some photos and just kind of like a slow panning video so you can see the outside and everything a little bit better at the end. If you enjoyed this video, if you are excited for this Disney villain challenge like I am, please give a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the challenge, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a beautiful day or evening, whatever it is where you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.